all been there. We've searched high and low to find that perfect gift. We spend our hard-earned money for a special occasion, celebration, or holiday. You present the gift, and your brain rewards you with this infusion of oxytocin and dopamine, your happiness boost. And then a few minutes later, this happens. They're playing with the box. So the happiness for the giver and the receiver is for a fleeting moment. We've grown accustomed to it. And maybe that's why we're desensitized when we see someone living in a box. We're used to giving and it not really making a difference. You see, when we see someone in crisis or we witness injustice, our emotional response is empathy, which sometimes leads us to give out of guilt. Giving out of guilt helps us medicate in the moment. Some people have reported feeling discouraged, depressed, and disappointed afterwards because they knew that it really didn't make a difference. So what's your intent for giving? Is it to sedate yourself from the problem, or was your intent to fund a solution? And what would it mean if you knew your empathy would make an impact? The new idea is to savor giving and become a philanthropist. To savor giving means to be mindful and fully embrace the experience, allowing yourself to be present and engaging in all the senses to magnify your happiness. This new way also means your investment in people and will transform communities for generations. Best yet, money is not an issue, and here's why. Charitable giving is at an all-time high. Let's look at one demographic's record of giving. Despite the wealth gap, the Kellogg Foundation cites that African Americans give $11 billion a year in charitable donations. Yet there's still homelessness, hunger, racial injustice, and climate issues. So here's the secret. Charity is not change. Charity is helping someone in the situation. Philanthropy is helping someone out of the situation. This new way is to be more intentional and focused on how we give. This creates more happiness for ourselves and helps humanity thrive. Consider this. According to 2 international studies, we could eradicate world hunger with an additional $11 billion. Sound familiar? So you see, savoring giving as a philanthropist has a high yield potential for the giver and the receiver because it empowers a mind shift from sustenance to sustainability. Now, I must admit, I didn't always have this revelation. It was my relationship with 2 young women named Sandra that made me rethink the way that I give. You see, both were young women who fought social injustice, and they embraced their ability to change the world. Though their stories are 50 years apart, their youth and optimism inspired by the promise of making the world more just, equitable, and equal. Both had been arrested for protesting and being uncooperative. In the summer of 1965, one was recognized as a member of the most arrested civil rights family in the United States. In the summer of 2015, the other was arrested in Waller County, Texas. And 3 days later, she died in police custody. My 2 Sandras, my mom, and Sandra Bland. I was emotionally drained and overwhelmed from the barrage of daily requests for the latest crisis, injustice, or social issue. I had grown weary of reacting with band-aids like GoFundMe and other crowdfunding platforms. Giving was not going to make me happy, and it was not going to be justice for Sandra Bland. I had to find a way to make an impact. So I decided to pause. Pause a bit meant being in the moment and being vulnerable and acknowledging the real issues. Uniting with my family to begin a daily practice of mindfulness to share our thoughts and fears on what was happening in our society and evaluating how we could become change agents. $500 could have bonded Sandra Bland out of jail. But the fact is, 40% of American families wouldn't have $500 to post bail. As a child, my dad's aunt had always impressed upon my father this notion of pay yourself first. Now 3 generations understand that financial stability is essential for our well-being and happiness. Her gift of this lesson has helped us out of many challenging situations. I felt these lessons were particularly vital for young Black and brown women because not having a $500 emergency fund could cost them their lives. So in the summer of 2018, my husband, children, and I established a foundation that funds nonprofits to teach financial literacy to girls of color. Our mission is to help these girls understand the basics of financial stability and prevent financial abuse. This message is too late for Sandra Bland, but it's just in time for girls like her who dream of changing the world. So the next time you're asked to give or you see someone in crisis, resist the urge to react to their right now. Instead, envision and prepare for their better not yet. There are 3 steps to get more happiness from giving as a philanthropist. Number 1, get connected. Connect with the feelings of why you feel compelled to give. Collaborate with organizations, foundations, and nonprofits that are working to affect systematic change. Number 2, be creative. Explore ways to use your time, talent, and treasure as assets to turn problems into potential and obstacles into opportunities. Number 3, commit. Embrace the fact that compassion is nice, but commitment creates change. Many people associate savoring giving or philanthropy with leaving a legacy. I believe our true legacy is what we live, not what we leave. When we all begin to savor giving, not only do we reap the benefits of happiness, but maybe, just maybe, we'll experience the ever-replenishing, deeper joy of giving. Thank you.